That's what sparked this whole adventure in my head. See how I raised it up a little bit? Oh, Edisto. See the way it makes me go? Grand Spanish trees. Is that what you call them? Hold my arm out as far as I can. Give you a little spinny spin. You know what? You know what we're gonna do? I made it. I dreamed of Spanish moss. And now, as usual, I'm surrounded by it. That's what this stuff is called, right? Spanish moss. Don't you just love this stuff? Look at this amazing little spot I just wandered into. Is this what you call a palm frond? I mean, right off the bat, being surrounded by these kind of things, doesn't that kind of give you like a Jurassic Park kind of vibe? I got my rock from my last adventure. Let me get a good look at that. So it's not the ultimate paint job. I did what I could with what I had with some of my kids, like just art supplies. I don't know, I just thought it was regular paint that you needed, but I did the best I could for this first one. Have no fear though, I ordered some actual rock painting art supplies. I'm super excited to show Ralph of the ocean. You excited to see the ocean? Come here, come here, come here. Are you excited to see the ocean? He's probably like kind of blown away. I don't even think, like I said, he's never even really been at the coast, so he probably still, you know, kind of vibing out on feeling the sand beneath his little paws. I keep getting little glimpses. You can't see it yet probably, but there's marshland out there, and of course I can smell that salty like sea air. How do I describe the salty? It's like this is gonna sound a little bit gross, but it's kind of like rotting seaweed is what it sounds like. Imagine some like goopy, you know, slimy seaweed, you know, washing up onto the sand just out of reach of where the water can pull it back, you know, and it bakes in the sun for a while and it starts letting off that green gaseous aroma. Imagine what that smells like. And that's kind of maybe the actual smell of the ocean is a little bit of a milder version. We're gonna have to scoot through the woods here because I mean I can actually see the, I don't know if you call it the ocean. It's definitely going to be ocean water, but I can actually see it, so it'd be silly not to go and check it out. This is the actual ocean water. I don't really know how to describe it, but this is kind of like a little stream that's coming off the ocean. So at some point in this video, I don't even think it's going to be on this trail, but we are gonna, don't worry, we're going to be on a beach and we're gonna walk, we're gonna put our feet in the actual ocean waters. Do you guys ever wonder what it would be like if dinosaurs never went extinct and we were just like found a way to kind of live with them? Imagine every city had like T-Rex sirens, and when a T-Rex was coming, like all these sirens went. We all had like bomb shelters and stuff built into our houses, and kind of like an earthquake or something, we'd all be like, ah, T-Rex is coming, T-Rex is coming. And we'd run down to our bomb shelters and like we'd hear the on top, and you know, wait till the roaring and thumping goes away until we emerge from our shelters and, you know, see what kind of wreckage this thing has caused. Ever wonder about things like that? As soon as we, you know, trudged through the woods over there, not that it was a big deal, you know, someone had already thought of that and built us a whole place. Slightly better view too with the frame and that tree. See right there? That's where we were standing. Hey, Pastor Ryan. I absolutely, definitely love that like lush, jungly feel. And what I'm loving in this very moment is this little vine. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This little vine growing all the way up this tree. Can you see it? That's a nice shot. What a pretty little decoration, huh? What a nice little symbiotic relationship these two have. This stuff. That's what sparked this whole adventure in my head. That's what I've been doing with this. That's part of the reason it's so fun. I don't pre-plan these little adventures too much. Usually what I do is I finish up with my last one, and then I just wait. I wait for inspiration. I wait for a picture. I wait for someone, someone to say something. I wait for inspiration of some sort. And I've learned to kind of feel when that spark feels right. And when it feels right, I'll just kind of let it take me down the rabbit hole. And that's what happened this time. I'll go with twisty lushness. I'll let that one marinate in our head and see how that sounds. We do have another, what I think is going to be a pretty amazing view up ahead. Let me let this next biker pass. Give you a little peek. Cool little boardwalk. Hello. How cool is this? All right, we'll start from the very base. See that cinematography? Isn't that impressive? See how I raised it up a little bit? Oh, that's gotta make it feel good. Now I'm trying to keep the bridge in the center of the shot. How beautiful is that? Wow, I don't really want to move the camera, but I kind of want to show you where we're standing. Look at this. I mean, it just looks like it's grass and you could just jump down there and walk on it. But it's actually water, and all of these plants are just growing up. Can you imagine the life scooting around in there? Not only can you smell that, seawater smell, but you can hear all of the wildlife and everything off in the trees. It's almost like everything's hanging out just beyond the borders and kind of projecting its sound into this one little spot. This is a special little spot at Edisto Island in South Carolina. For a second, I thought about putting my waterfall rock right in here somewhere. You ever think of the way that your mouth has to move when you're saying certain words? Edisto. See the way it makes me go. I thought a bird over here was trying to talk to me, but there you go. I knew you wanted to say hi. Right there. Just hanging out. Being different. You're beautiful. I love you. So are you. Don't feel left out. You too. You too. You know what I like about Ralphie's soul? Because I kind of feel like Ralphie basically is me. Back in my past, when I was more of an anxious person, he was more of an anxious dog. When he starts getting a little bit more tense, I can usually bring my attention back to my body and realize that I'm kind of clenching, that I'm tense. Still got a little bit of that, stuff straggling along with him. I still got a little bit of that stuff, stringing along behind me. But we seem to be like evolving and growing together. I just want to show you this tree. And there's all sorts of kind of slipped in my tongue there for a second. Let me say that one more time. There's all sorts of lusciously twisty trees in these woods. Grand Spanish trees. Is that what you call them? Spanish mossy trees? I think we're just gonna walk along a road for a while. The artist in me couldn't not have the road scene. Hopefully I'm walking under 35 miles an hour because he might get me. I don't want to get a ticket. If you could run more than 35 miles an hour, would you get a ticket for running? Or do you have to be in a vehicle? Golf cart. Hey. Kind of scared me for a second. I didn't hear it coming up with all the car noises. We found us a tiny little crabby. Tiny little crab. Can you see that? Oh, is that you? Is he moving? Can't tell if he's in the shot. Don't you just love that stuff? I love it the same way I like moss, but for a different reason. It's kind of like the Halloween version of moss, Maybe the ocean is the wisest is the wisest of all of the presences on this planet. And that's why it decorates its lair with, you know, something us humans would understand as mature, distinguished, older. When I smiled back there just a second ago, if you were in my brain, you'd have saw the light bulb go on that moment when I just realized I was here. How peaceful is that, huh? And again, very subtle. The coast is so subtle. Hold my arm out as far as I can. Give you a little spinny spin. I always forget to get the pictures without my face in it. Alright. Everything's kind of silently stealthy. I don't know. Lusciously twisty, silently stealthy. It's all good, you know? It just feels like there's life just teeming in all of these woods all around here. Because you can hear the sounds that all of the little, you know, critters are making. But it's distant, and you just feel the life just teeming around under the waters here. Speaking of jungles, I've got some places on my list in Florida that are legit jungles. And I can't wait to experience. There's all these like holes and stuff. Is that from woodpeckers? Or is that some sort of like wood-eating bug? Maybe it's from like an anxious woodpecker that can't stop pecking. So one thing that I actually did learn that I wanted to share is, remember when I took my rock right here from my last place? Well, that was the Pisgah National Forest, and that was actually, I'm actually not supposed to do that. I broke the rules by taking that rock. And I thought about that for a second, and you know, at first you think, well, it's just a rock. But what if everybody took a rock and just started moving them all over the place? I just wanted to point that out. Sorry, I do apologize to the Pisgah. I apologize for stealing one of your rocks. I'm sorry, all right? I was unaware, I didn't know. And next time I won't do it. Everyone makes mistakes. Look at this swamp we're about to wander into. This is kind of reminding me of the old congaree that I visited not long ago. In fact, I passed the congaree coming to this place. Along the way, look at this awesome tree, how it just, I saw a crab like run over there. Look how it starts right here and just goes. This is a spooky little spot we've found ourselves in. Ooh. With all the black muddy goo. Looks like tar or something. Almost expecting like a gator or something to just leap out of it. Well, I asked for the Spanish moss. And once again, Mother Nature's delivered. I think he looked. I saw his like beady little eyes, I think, in the screen. Ralphie, look! Let's try one more time. Ralphie! Ralphie! Look! It always reminds me of my dad. My dad's a photographer, and when he takes pictures of dogs, he always goes like, "Meow, meow." It always reminds me of him when I try and call Ralphie. You know what? You know what we're gonna do? It just occurred to me. No wonder this tree was speaking to me over here. We're gonna leave our little rock. This little hole just stood out to me right down here. Should I do this little hole? Or should I do this little ledge? Let's see how it looks. You know what? I think I like it in the ledge. I think we're gonna keep it right there. Yeah. So the black marsh. Pretty much what I experience when I see a little ladybug on a rock or something. I go, oh, it's nice, little kind of like little burst of sunshine. I've been thinking of the way we think, you know, our minds and everything as as kind of like a yo-yo, you know? So what I do off camera a lot on these trails is I'll put the camera down and I'll take spurts of just wandering, where I'm not really thinking at all, or, you know, it's kind of, you're always thinking, but I'm doing my best to kind of stay in what I know is like my still point, where I'm kind of thoughtless. I'm just enjoying the moment and being where I'm at. I'm just, you know, feeling the air and just looking around, but not even focusing my eyes on anything. When you know that feeling of stillness, when you know that point that you can bring your mind back to sort of a neutral space, sort of somewhere that you're just observing all of the different rabbit holes rather than being down the one thought pattern. I think of life as more of a yo-yo, so I'll dive down an idea or a dose of inspiration or any situation, really, any kind of detour my mind takes, and I focus my attention on something. You'll dive down that, but then what I've been doing is I've been constantly remembering to bring it back up like a yo-yo. You know, you kind of put it down and it spins a little bit, and you investigate. It's fun to investigate. It's fun to react to the situations. That's why we're human. That's why we're here. It's not to erase our thoughts. It's to spend a little bit of time in your thoughts, but know that you're also going to bring yourself back up to a point where you're just looking at that thought as purely what it is, a thought, to where nothing matters. As soon as I said that, I felt a little raindrop on my arm. That's weird, huh? So that was the tree that I was originally going to put the old rock in. This is the first little marsh that we crossed. I get so conflicted because I don't know which direction to go with my life. I don't know what I love. I don't know what I want. So I stopped caring about what I wanted. I started letting things inspire me. When I see a picture of a place I could go to, I say, oh, yeah, I'm going to go to that. And I just would, when I got that thought, I would just start doing it. And I just kind of let that gut feeling guide my life. So I got to feel the magic of Edisto Island and these salt marshes, which are in their own right beautiful. But I have no fear. I didn't come all the way to Edisto Island not to meet the great ocean. It does kind of feel like the wind's picking up a little bit though, so maybe I'll put a little hop in my step and make sure we can make it to the great ocean. But don't worry, even if there was a hurricane at Edisto Beach right in 10 minutes, I'd still even go to the ocean. So we'll get there. I made it. The great, ocean, but really, we shouldn't even have a name. Just the great. All right, Ralph. Hold on, Ralph. Don't ruin it. Let's go slow here. Let's relax. Let's chill. Let's enjoy. Let's be in the moment. This is gonna be your first little step into the great ocean. What do you think? What do you think? At Edisto Beach, in South Carolina. Edisto Island is actually what this place is. All right, Ralph. Let's do it. Oh, you got scared. Don't worry. It's all good, boy. It's just the ocean. It's just the ocean. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. He keeps running. It's the perfect ending to this whole adventure, and it's the perfect... it's the perfect... Everything's just perfect. Gonna get in this time, Ralph? No? You're gonna run? Just get in there. It feels good. I got my feet in. Then we got my special flips on. Oh, there you go. Getting in that ocean. Congratulations, Ralphie. You've made it. Oh, look, he's actually getting pulled. Congratulations on your first dip. Dip in the great ocean. These are just my fancy potential endings, but I'll probably end it at my outro. Should we do a full spin? Sure.